got a rivet that's not in all the way because Cassie was shaking my ladder and I couldn't concentrate. I had to do like, what, 2, 4, about 12 or 13 of these. And what we're doing is we're just trying to clean these corners up. Remember I showed you earlier, these were all folded way out. Wasn't easy, and I'm denting them a little bit, but I still think I'm doing the right thing. Overall, it's gonna look a whole lot nicer and cleaner, and it's just better. This is all so tight now. So I got one more to do, so you can kind of see what it takes to do one, but probably about 4 or 5 hours of climbing up and down ladders, drilling holes and putting rivets in. It's enough to frustrate a guy. That I guess the reason it's frustrating is I don't feel we should have had to do it. I don't know why they can't bend their J channel. You see how far that is away right there? I mean, I kind of came up with this because the lower ones, Cassie can kind of hold them like this, but up there I have to work by myself, so I just grabbed this and I'm pulling it over. I gotta pull pretty hard. It's not an easy thing, and I'm literally putting a rivet in every other one, and that's just kind of sucking that in. And then on these lower ones here, this is the siding installers. They should have done a little better on that seam. I'm going to talk to them about that on the next one, but I'll go ahead and rivet that up to where it's a little tighter, at least right at the edge. They did here, you'll notice all these screws right here, they initially put the screw up here, and when they set this sheet, they didn't have this overlap on there perfectly. They should have put this screw in first and slid that up and got that joint good. And then when I came back out here, all these were just flopping in the wind. So I had them re-put a set of screws in down here. It'll hold fine, but it's just not really good work. Right, Cassie? Were you involved in that? That's why you don't have a problem throwing them under the bus. I'm done. Phew. So that's how we riveted the J channel, the metal to clean it up. Like I said, the only quality issue that I don't love, I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but every place I use that C-clamp to pull that over, I put a little dent. It's just, it's necessary to pull that. It was really a lot of tension on that. Again, I talked about this in the past. We glued these panels to the studs and they seemed fine. Everything's seems to be holding really good. But I want to also, I'm going to take and we're going to cover these seams and I'm going to screw these on there. Now this is the wrong length, but this is the stuff I'm using. It's just a diamond plated aluminum. And it's going to go on here like this, and then we're going to put screws through that right into the studs, which will really hold these at all the seams. I may even put two. I may put a screw here and a screw here that really holds them on there nice and flat. Plus we think it'll look kind of cool. Before I do that, obviously we're going to be coming around this. One of the things, I installed these windows different, and I did it on purpose because I wanted to see which way I liked. If you look at this seam right here, when I put this up here tight, I got a little lip here, a little reveal right there. On the other side, I put the window in a little further to see if I liked it better or worse. I feel I'm going to be able to seal this a whole lot better, so I'm going to adjust the window on the other side to come out. And the reason I'm doing that is if you look at this, I mean, that looks kind of nice and clean, but it's going to be really hard for me to do any sort of sealing along this ledge. So I want to have a little bit of a lip right here. When I set these windows, like I said, I did them both different. I knew they were a hair different. Wasn't even sure what I was going to do here yet. What I was toying with is doing something like this or doing something like this, and I've landed on leaving this just like it is and doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this window out a little bit more. When we're done, this will be completely cased with this. All of this crack will be cleared out and filled with silicone, and then we'll put this over the top of it. It's Phil out there playing with his diesel. So I'm going to adjust this window. I'm going to be putting these strips on. We're going to cover up these details like this, so there'll be stuff here, and we're going to cover up these seams here. Another one up top there. You can kind of see that little lip right there on that top one. So all of that will be covered by what we're doing here. we put this big bladder in here like a U, and that left these ends exposed. All the water is sloped to run from there down to here. You can see right here, we've only got about 4, maybe 5 inches from up here down to there. We're down here, we got 8. So there's 8 inches from here down to here. So when this building's sitting level, we got almost 4 inches of drop where the water's gonna flow this way. This is TPO, like I say, which is a type of this roll-on roof. You can get various different types of this, but we landed on TPO. So everything that I'm doing, I'm making sure works with TPO. These are the scuppers, and what I do is I sealed around the hole really good that I cut in there, and then I built these rings that we put on the backside. Then after I had the holes cut there, then we went ahead and we put the flashing on. The first piece of flashing starts here, comes down, folds, and you can kind of see this pump. It ends right here. I wanted to make sure, so I put another piece of, you can call it flashing down on top of the floor here, the roof here, and took it to right here in this corner, which really helps that seam even more. So there's no way this seam's ever gonna get water, and I don't think there'll ever be any water through this seam. It left me with this corner here. What everybody would tell you to do is to cut this long and then to fold this right here with a pig's ear, and that's where you'd fold that. The problem I have with folding it is, as you know, I've got that cap that we built that's gonna sit right over the top of this. And I'm really worried that if I folded that it's gonna be clear out here and it's gonna turn into a nightmare. So I researched different things and I found these little corner pieces. It's hard to see because I got them covered up now, but these are little rubber corner pieces that will heat weld down to the TPO. It's a really good seal. So I got the heat gun and I basically just melt these corner pieces on here, which seals up that whole corner. Now to take things a step further, and again, this isn't anything anybody recommends. This is just me being me. I overbuild everything because I don't want anything to fail. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking this stuff here, which says it is good for TPO, and you got to be careful of that. Because some of it ain't. This is 100% silicone roof coating is basically, but it will stick to TPO. So what I'm doing now is I sealed all this up with caulk, the same stuff that comes in that, it's the same stuff in a caulk. Then I come over that and I'm filling all of this up with this stuff here, and it's just a rubber. And I'm gonna put several coats right on all of my seams. I mean, and as you can see, it's not gonna leak.